we are going to be talking about shapes and an artist named Paul Klee and how we can use lots of different kinds of shapes to make a house. We're going to look at a painting by Paul Klee right here of a house. We're going to take a little closer look at it, talk about it a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how we can make our own house using different kinds of shapes. Okay, let's talk about Paul Klee. He was born in 1879 in Switzerland. Paul Klee could not decide for a long time whether he wanted to be a poet, a painter, or even a musician. His parents were artists and musicians, and his wife was also a musician too. When we look at his artwork, we see some really simple shapes in this painting. He liked to use really simple shapes in his artwork, and it makes it look kind of abstract, a little bit different than it is in real life. I love that he uses simple shapes because it shows me that art can be for anyone. You don't have to make something that's super realistic to have a great work of art. So for our shape houses today, we're going to be using some items that we might find around the house. So I have a box of like waffle mix and a tissue box that we can use to make a couple different kinds of houses. I'm going to use this piece for those square windows, and I want to talk about how we cut this cardboard effectively. So instead of going to the middle and cutting a piece of cardboard, so many people, they'll draw like a square, and then they'll come all the way up here and start cutting out of the middle, and that wastes a lot of cardboard. That means I couldn't use this all in one piece anymore. When you're using paper or cardboard, always try to cut from the corner or the side, okay? That way you have a lot more to work with. Okay, so I'm going to use this side, and I'm going to make some squares for my windows. I'm going to cut along this straight line that's already here. I'm also going to make another window. I want to make a window on the door that has some triangles. I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I'm going to start with a square like this. Okay, you might already know this, but if I want to have two triangles, and right now I have a square, all I have to do is cut a diagonal line like this, and all of a sudden I have two triangles that can come together to make one window. Now, I'm starting to look at this, and I'm seeing that this is probably a little bit too big. So I'm going to save one of these for later, and I'm going to make this a little smaller. I'm going to do the same thing, though. Okay, I have my square, and then I'm going to make a diagonal line. And actually, I'm going to put this window on the door because I feel like the door needs a little something to decorate it. And I think it would look really awesome if I mount it like maybe on some red or black or tan paper, or I can use a bag or the other side of this and glue it on. I think that would look really cool. And then I would have a house that's a triangle. Okay, let's talk about the 3D house. Okay, let's talk about how we can make this tissue box into a house. Right now, this tissue box is a 3D shape. It is kind of like a cube, whereas my other one was a flat triangle. So this is going to be cool because I have walls all the way around. I can use the side of my waffle mix box. This is already a rectangle, so all I have to do to use these, because this is a pretty nice size, is I can just cut right where the crease already is, and I can use this piece for other things. And then let's add something to this circle. If I just cut that rectangle in half, now I have really skinny pieces. If I want to have some lines on this circle, the only thing I have to do, and rather than drawing on it, is I can take a rectangle and I can cut a rectangle in half, and then this is like two lines now. It's not really a rectangle anymore. Now it's more like a line because they're really, really skinny. I think I might do the same thing with those. Okay, so let's start gluing everything on. Okay, I'm all done with gluing. My triangle house is flat, but it has a lot of variety of shapes. I've got circles, rectangles, and squares already on there. I could use cardboard for this, or if you want to, you can use construction paper, scrapbook paper, newspaper, anything you want. You could keep it just like this by itself, or paste it onto a new piece of paper and add a background if you want to. Or if you want to make your house 3D, you can use something like a tissue box or create your own 3D shape with your scraps. And then you can have a variety of windows and doors and things on there. I'd love to see what kind of details you add, what kind of shapes you use for your house.